post that I did earlier, it was too long for Facebook, but it was a little dark. This one is even better. But I just want to share that I was in Bible study last night, and a lot of times we don't really want to go some places. Sometimes we say, well, we got something else to do. We'll go, and God said go. And we don't really realize that when God said go, that we be on an assignment. And so I thank God because there were very talented people there, and they reminded of me when a few years back. And I just thank God that I was able to minister and be a blessing into their lives. Even though I've seen a lot of other things that God has showed me, my main focus was on getting them to come up to where they ought to be. And I thank God because everybody needed that word. And I thank God even the pastor was blessed. I thank God because sometimes God will send us to help other pastors, apostles, bishops, and a lot of people feel like because they have a title, they're always all right. I will never just not feel like I'm all right till I don't need prayer. Because there are times I will go, to get prayed for when need be. But the most interesting thing that was discussed was about the Shunammite woman. And it said W stands for wisdom. I, involvement. D, devotion. Obedience. O is for obedience. W is for worship. And I just threw that S in because Shunammite. But it says the widow's mite, excuse me. I'm thinking about the Shunammite woman. But the widow's mite. So it says widows. So I put like widows. So I put the S. I said, well, that's for sacrifices. Because she did make a sacrifice in that giving. And then I put M for motives. I, inspiration. T for timing. And it was E for end time. And S for supplications. It was awesome. It was just an awesome teaching, but it was stirring up my spirit even as we were talking and we were sharing different things. And I just want to read it because it comes from Mark 12 in verse 41. It says, now Jesus sat opposite the treasury and saw how the people put money into the treasury, and many who were rich put in much. Then one poor widow came and threw in 2 mites, which made a quadrans. So he called his disciples to himself and said to them, assuredly I say unto you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to the treasury. For they all put in out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty put in all that she had, her whole livelihood. There are times, people of God, that sometimes we have to give our way out of situations. You understand what I'm saying? God gives us wisdom how to handle different things, but what's that we got left over? You understand? We'll be quick to go to a restaurant to get something to eat. We'll be quick to buy shoes, clothes. You know what I'm saying? But what is it that you sacrifice for God? What finances that you sacrifice for God? Because I'm telling you, when you make sacrifices, God pays the dividends. You understand? God gives you benefits. God gives you those extra perks, people of God. And God don't want us to just give out of just our finances, but he wants us to give out of our time to him and to the ministry. Whether it's your ministry, somebody else's ministry. Matter of fact, even if you have your own ministry, put time in another ministry. You understand what I'm saying? Put that effort forth and help and push someone else. You understand? Because God will bless you. Our rewards come from up above. You understand? So many times people do something for people and they expect them to give them something back. Your reward comes from above, people of God. And I tell you, you can't beat God's giving because God could give you in your health, your finances. You understand what I'm saying? No sickness or disease could dwell into your body when you stay in the presence of God. Because even when I said tonight, when it says that God's spirit will not dwell with man always, that's when you dead. He won't be there. But long as you're alive, you could be to where you live into his presence. But when you live into God's presence, guess what? You got to watch your ear gate, eye gates, mouth gates. You got to keep your heart right and your mind pure. You understand? And just like what was so special about this Shunammite woman, she gave all. And see, so many times we don't want to give all. But God wants us to give all of ourselves. And we were talking about love as well. And, even as we were talking about love, I started seeing that there's different levels of love. You understand? God wants us to love everyone, but really there's different levels of love, because there's a certain way people love their husband and wife. There's a certain way they love their children, because you know what I'm saying, because we're all God gives us that. And there's a different way that people love their animals. To get, if their animals get killed or something, they'll feel the effect of it because that animal was a part of their family. So you understand, God started dealing with me levels of love. I said, Lord Jesus. So I was trying to pay attention, but God was dealing with me, and my spirit, man, was being stirred in such a way. But I just want to say that she gave her all. And a lot of people, if they love you, they will support your vision. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10, $100, thousands of dollars. They will support you. But the good thing about it, sometimes God will have it that way because he wants to get the glory. Because sometimes people will say, I did this, I did that. You ain't did nothing. God used you to be a vessel to bless somebody else. If everybody really, if I could get something for everybody that God told them to do something for me and they did it, I'd be a rich woman by now. I've been promised houses, cars, land, everything. You understand what I'm saying? But you know what? It's okay, because God have his set time, people of God. So you know what? I wanted to just share a little bit. I probably have to end this to start another one of this little testimony. And I'm going to share this one about my dream.